Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button the way that you smash your Alabama cousin, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, someone says that in 2026, cheating on your partner will be illegal after you sign a marriage contract. That if your partner has enough evidence, they can have you arrested or sue you. And all the things that have never happened, this one never happened the most. Besides, if the law like that was ever passed, once it was discovered that the majority of marital criminals were slut wives, the law would become unenforceable. Also, only women would oppose such a law, if it was ever introduced. Up next, if the Republic of Western Canada separated from the rest of it, I would move there. I'm just wondering why they don't add Manitoba. I also like how they just cut Vancouver Island and the city of Vancouver itself from this new country, because of all the wokeness found there. But most of BC, excluding the coast, is very conservative. Also add the Yukon and Northwest Territories and I think you would be onto something. Let's see if Alberta votes to separate next year. Number 3, reportedly they're thinking of doing an Indiana Jones reboot, which I don't agree with. There are only 3 Indiana Jones movies as far as I'm concerned. Here are the 2 actors, Glenn Powell and Chris Evans, being the favorites to take over the whip. I prefer Glenn Powell instead of Flame On Boy. I'm also really surprised they didn't cast Indiana Jones as an obese black woman for the role. That would have made a lot more sense in this woke world. Moving on, when this woman was 17, her dad told her to become a cop, because women these days are chasing bad boy criminals and they might as well get paid for it. Maybe she should have become a stripper instead so she could talk to all the doctors whose wives treat them like garbage. Her dad is right though, and he doesn't treat her gentle. But maybe it was a bad idea after all, because she shot 3 people since she joined the force. Number 5, Bonnie Blue was smashed by over 1,000 men in only one day. And she's still looking for love, and it looks like she found it by having a 19-year-old rapper, Little Malibu, proposing to her earlier this year. So she accomplished what she set out to do. There are always simps out there that'll accept women like this. Even high-static successful guys like the one that she got. To me, she just looks like a demon that took on human form. Up next, this woman says that after giving birth, it takes her internal wounds 6 months to heal, and another 12 months for physical recovery. Looks like she's not attracted to her partner and wants to avoid having sex with them as long as possible. She tells guys that they have to be patient during this time. I don't have sex with them. And if you object, then she can claim you're a monster because she's a mother that's recovering from pregnancy. That's her plausible deniability. Number 7, why did Mia Khalifa retire from Korn only to come back to do OF? Especially after saying that it was a bad experience. Looks like attention and money are one hell of a drug for women, and she wants both of them. Plus, she didn't have the talent and skills to make it in the mainstream media. Plus, now the Korn is also on her terms, and she doesn't have to do what men at some company tell her to do. Not to mention that her body's already been seen, so the shame couldn't get any worse. Moving on, what the hell is happening to American women? Looks like American women are the best in the world if you're a black man or chubby chaser. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this was taken in Oregon. As for her, I would definitely recommend that she doesn't go out on a limb, unless she wants it to break. Pictures of people like her should be on sugar and seed oil packaging, just like how they warn people about cancer on cigarette containers. Number 9, in Japan, they use high-tech devices like bullet trains, robotic store staff, and electronic toilet seats. But then they also use obsolete technologies like cash, floppy disks, and fax machines. So why do the Japanese prefer hard copy? I can understand cash so you don't have to pay your fair share. But haven't they ever heard of sending an email instead of a fax? Also, unless those floppy disks are high capacity, I wouldn't use them. Up next, moving on, this woman has a series highlighting the issues of fat people face at hotels. Everything from towels being too short to the toilets being too narrow. Maybe it's not that those objects are too small, but that she's just too damn big. The real question is, why can't she put the fork down and go for a walk for a couple of months? Probably not enough self-respect or self-control. Number 9, the White House press secretary is always seen wearing a cross, except for the day when she says that there's no Epstein list. I guess you can't wear a cross when you're lying through your teeth. I think she was also trying to send a message that she was lying, and there is a list, but that they won't release it. Poor Ghislaine Maxwell, she's the only person in history to be convicted of trafficking children to clients that don't even exist. You just know that Norm Macdonald would be making that joke if he was still alive. Moving on, what's going on here? This couple are still together after 5 years, and it looks like her boyfriend has gone trans with fake up, and the worst hair I've ever seen. Asian chicks love white dorks, but unfortunately, white dorks have a high troon rate. Then again, maybe she's a CCP spy sent to make American men gay. If not, I'm sure that her Asian parents are absolutely thrilled by this. Obviously not. Number 13, Olivia here is so happy to be diving back into the dating world after 18 years of marriage. She hopes so much that she's going to find a Chad. Wait until all that hope is wiped from her face, as well as gallons worth of male Kahlua. Her profile basically says, I'm excited to try uncommitted schlong now. She's probably going to bang so many guys in the next few months that her cooch will whistle while she walks. The cock carousel awaits. Up next, this woman feels like she's been raped every time an ugly man looks at her attractive face. The level of disgust women have for unattractive men is intense. A woman like this will also complain if unattractive men don't look at her because they are inhumanely ignoring her instead of giving her attention. You just can't win with women. Also note that she doesn't show her face because you know she probably looks something like this. Number 15, meet John. He's 6 feet tall, an engineer, and he knows his value. Because he says no single moms, because if you're a catch, then your ex never would have left you. I thought this image was AI generated, but it's a screenshot from a guy's real bio back in 2021. Dude is so base that people think he can't be real, and that he's AI generated. Then again, maybe this is AI generated. Grok says it's not, but it's hard to know who to believe these days. Moving on, James Gunn, the director of the new Superman movie, says that it's a story about an immigrant that came from another place, and the film is about politics. Instead of another Superman remake, what if we got an alternate universe Superman, the Red Sun, where Kal-El arrives in the Soviet Union instead of America? Maybe then we could see some real character development in Superman dealing with a real moral dilemma. Instead, we simply get another Superman film, and this one is preaching to us, the audience, about allowing illegals. Number 17, here's women's personality detector if you text her back too quickly, and are thirsty or using an Android phone. But women's personality detector might be a dozing stick if you're a criminal or abuser. They don't see personality, only looks. It's because of female own preference. Women all emulate each other's personalities, so they assume that men must do the same. Women can also sniff out autism, but not domestic violence, it seems. Then again, maybe they enjoy it too much. Up next, the media shills in Canada are suggesting that the government should raise sales taxes and other taxes to boost government spending. I think most of us have had enough. They tax us and waste our money on rainbow parades and government bureaucrats. We also sent $272 million to Bangladesh for gender equality programs. They're taking us to bankruptcy head first. Make sure you have Bitcoin and gold out of the banking system in case they decide to crash everything. Number 19, the boxer Duke Maka from Ghana found love in the United States. Couldn't he have found thinner love? Or is he just marrying her because he wants a green card? Well, at least they're pretending to get married and going through the motions. As a wedding photographer, I took pictures at a wedding like this once. One with a Nigerian man marrying a 400-pound behemoth of a woman. That was actually an honest wedding, which makes me think this one might be too. Moving on, Zelly says that being civilized is a white supremacy construct. Someone gets back to him and says, so you're saying that civilization itself is a product of white people? I just wonder why there's no wheel in sub-Saharan Africa before Westerners arrived. If you want to know what it's really like there now, with whites no longer there, watch a documentary with the Chinese guy trying to run a business over there. He says that whites built the infrastructure of civilization in Africa, and now it's just fallen apart. Number 21, Theodora thinks it's a flex that Europe and China have larger train networks than America. That because America has less passenger train service, it's retarded. Now compare the number of major airports in America to Europe and China. Not to mention the number of interstates. America is more dependent on air and car traffic than the rest of the world. And America still has the largest and most complex rail network in the world for shipping goods around. Up next, in the cuck kingdom of the UK, this grooming gang can't be deported because Pakistan refuses to take them. What else can be done with them? How about putting them in the middle of the ocean for what they're doing to kids? If I was in the UK, I would deny entry visas to anyone holding a Pakistani passport until they agree to take their criminals back. If that doesn't work, then fly over Pakistan, give them parachutes, and wish them luck. Number 23, this guy says that he crashed his bike back in 1973 and scraped his knee. There was no internet, so he's telling everyone about it now. Today's parents would be investigated and have their kids taken away if this ever happened. In 1983, I used to ride my BMX in parking garages, and one time I scraped my knee over some oil-stained concrete. It bled and I just kept going on. It was awesome growing up with no supervision and having total freedom to make my own mistakes. Moving on, 4 in 10 Canadians aged 18 to 34 would vote to be US citizens if they could convert their assets to US dollars, and it was guaranteed. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because the boomers control Canada. You know your country is in trouble when almost half your young people want to leave it. I converted 95% of my Canadian dollars into US dollars, or non-Canadian assets, 6 or 7 years ago now, when Trudeau was messing things up. Number 25 and the last one, I still can't get over the fact about what happened to Amanda Bynes. She looks like she's been stung by a beehive full of woke wasps. What she really needs to do is take a Ozempic and connect with Lindsay Lohan's plastic surgeon, and she'll have her career back in no time. We have the technology. We can build her back better. Although I think she's dealing with trauma issues, and those might be a lot harder to get over. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoyed this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and subscribe links. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.